Live.
Good morning, everybody. Hello out there in YouTube land. Glad to have y'all with us this morning. Just pulled up the chat. Say that we got a bunch of you in there already. Hope that it's pleasant where you are. I know here in Indiana, the temperatures have dropped just a little bit, and it's threatening to rain some today. So it might be a little bit more pleasant than the heat wave we've had go through here. I haven't done much this morning. Arthritis is kind of kicking me around with the rain moving in. But the dogs seem to be happy, and everything seems to be just moving along in a pretty good clip around here. So let's say we'll shut that thing down so it stops echoing back at me. But not a whole lot, just kind of a lazy Wednesday here in Whoville. How about you, Pat? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Just gonna be lazy, I guess. I got some stuff to do around the yard. The temperature, it's supposed to cool down. Oh, hold on. This damn thing is killing me.
Yeah, you got to shut yours down too.
I always forget to do that, so I want to say good morning to everybody in the chat room. Kim, Jay Grady, who else did I see? Alex and Lori are in the chat room. Good morning, guys. I hope you're having a good day. Lori, I hope you're enjoying your trip on the road with your hubby. I hope you're taking plenty of good pictures of this beautiful countryside we have. I'm going to do some yard work here later on, and just a quick announcement, too. I'm going to give everybody the heads up now, and I'll probably remind you at the end of the show. Brenda will have full control of the show for tomorrow and Friday. I will be heading to Sioux Falls for my doctor's appointment for my checkup, and crossing my fingers everything is going to be okay. And so, yes, I'm coming out from underneath the desk for 2 days, and gonna turn it over to see what kind of trouble Brenda can cause. Hopefully we have a channel and a show when I come back.
He's leaving me unsupervised with the show for 2 whole days. Oh, it's gonna be like a frat party busted loose in here.
But yeah, I'm sure Lori's gonna. Brenda is gonna do. I can't think this morning. I told you I couldn't. I didn't sleep worth a crap last night.
He called me, Lori. Lori is so offended right now. She's probably ready to beat him with a big stick.
Oh, I'm sure she's gonna be throwing darts at me.
Oh, sorry, Lori.
I love her. She is my sister, man. I love her to death. Oh man.
Too late now, Pat. You done dug yourself in.
Oh man, I always do that, right? Insert foot in mouth.
Yeah, I can see how Lori and I would be confused for each other.
Oh my God. I'm sure none of you are gonna let me forget this one either. Boy, I'm telling you, we are gonna have such a blooper reel, and I can't wait to put one together to see. Oh man, it's gonna be funny.
Confusing me with Lori is like not knowing which one's Mutt and which one's Jeff.
Lori, I love you. I am so sorry. Brenda, I'm sorry.
Oh, I think it's funny. Now, Lori, on the other hand, she's probably really offended.
Wow. Oh man. So anyway, guys, let's just change the subject, please, before I dig this hole any deeper for myself. And oh man.
Well, Pat,
I hope everybody's. Good morning, Jeremy. I hope everybody is having a good Wednesday and staying out of the heat and Just enjoy the day. Brenda, go on with the show, please.
Well, Pat, I'll change the subject a little bit. Did you happen to hear the little bitty show I did yesterday?
Yeah, I caught the tail end of it.
Did you hear about the YouTube or the Google Hangout that I got yesterday from the well, I won't say anonymous, the unknown individual?
No, I didn't hear that part.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell it on here real quick and real brief. I've been to the store and I come back and I made my tea and I thought, well, I'll sit down at the computer and see what's going on. And the first thing that pops up on my screen is I have this Google Hangout message from somebody that I didn't recognize the name on. And I thought, well, that must be one of my fans, you know. There wouldn't be nobody I don't know that would be trying to message me here on Google. So I just wrote back and said, hello, do I know you? And they wrote back and said, well, no, but I was looking for a friend of mine and I run across your profile. And I said, well, okay, what did you want to talk about? And the person's name was Nikki on the screen. And then it typed in and said, my name is Nick. And I thought, well, okay, I thought it was a woman, but maybe this is the guy that I'm talking to. So I said, well, what was it you wanted to talk to me about? And then the next thing that pops up is this picture of a bodybuilder up on the screen. And so I just typed back on there. I said, you look like my grandson.
Oh.
And there was just this big silence. I mean, he didn't type nothing back up there, and I waited, and finally he types up on there, how old are you? And I said, I'm old enough to be your granny. It went for like 5 minutes with him not typing anything up there. And so I type up, I said, well, since you can't find your friends seem to be so lonesome, I know a whole lot of old ladies that would really like some conversation, so I'll be sure to pass your name on to them.
Oh my God! Now we know what you're doing, and I'm gonna let you run this show and this channel for 2 days. Oh my God, are we in trouble? Oh my God! Oh, I feel sorry for you guys in the chat room with this redhead running the show for 2 days. Oh my God!
So I ended up the show by saying, now, I don't want it to be accused of putting their name out there on the internet for any old ladies that are lonely and want, you know, to talk to somebody. You never heard it here that its name's Nikki David. And so don't be telling anybody that I put the name out there.
Wow, that's fun. Oh, I want to say something real quick. Happy birthday, Jeremy. We might even sing happy birthday to you, old man.
You mean he's allowed to have a birthday?
I guess they let them shaky people out there on the West Coast have birthdays. I don't know. What do you think?
He gets to have a birthday and wear shoes too. Boy, he thinks he's special, don't he?
Oh, man.
Yes, happy birthday, Jeremy. Good golly. He says it's not his birthday. He's lying.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Oh, well, you know, Pat, I got to thinking about, we had the show yesterday and we opened it up for all these people in the chat room to ask us questions. And I got to thinking that the questions they asked us was a little bit lame. I mean, I expected them to come up with far better questions than they come up with. So I thought maybe today what we'd do is we'd start asking them questions.
That sounds like a good idea.
And they can give us some answers, you know, because we don't know everything. And it's a good way to get acquainted, and we'll just start asking them questions. So I'll just let you open it up. You find somebody in that chat room and ask them something.
Oh, man, that's a suicide. This question goes out to all of you in the chat room. Where do you, or I should say, where would you like me and Brenda to take this show?
Are you sure you want to ask them that, Pat? That's open-ended.
Hey, I told you this was suicide. So that's my question to everybody in the chat room. Where would you like us to take this show?
I'm not sure it'll fit, Pat.
Hell, they're all taking the 5th on it. Holy crap. Wow.
Oh, my.
Can you feel the love?
Yes, I feel it.
Chat room.
I hear crickets.
Look, Link puts in there, we want naughty talk on Tuesdays. Jeremy said, just stay organic, Pat. It's too early. Jimmy says Disneyland.
Well, I think that goes right along with Mickey Mouse doing it.
I told you this was suicide.
Well, at least I ain't coming back with what I thought they was going to say.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of worried there for a little bit too. You know, especially all the stuff you told me about Jimmy Cox. You know, I got to worry about what he's going to come up with. You know, and then we got the jokester in there. We got Link in there, the jokester, and then we got Jeremy in there. So all three of them. Oh my God.
Anti-Muslim Monday. I think that's every day.
Oh man. Yeah, I love those guys. They are good people, and I really enjoy listening to all of them. Link, and haven't got to hear too much from Jim yet. Just see him in the chat rooms, but yeah, I love listening to Link and them, and Jeremy. Jeremy, I'm gonna have to go back and check your show out after we're done here because I missed it, and I'm sorry. So Brenda, you got anything for him?
Well, let's see. I think my question would be, and this would be another one for everybody in the chat room. What do you think, in your personal opinion, everybody has their own little world that, their universe surrounding them, is the biggest thing facing Americans today, news related type situation? What is the biggest thing facing us? Could it be, it might be the economy in your situation, or it could be the Muslims or immigration or the land grabs, or, what is affecting you personally that's making something that needs to be addressed. Okay, First Amendment, immigration, survival. Oh, come on, all of you, chime in here. We want to hear what all of you think that might be affecting you, that is something that needs to be addressed. See, these are the things that the candidates really need to be taken into consideration, not just the presidential ones, but the Senate and all of them. They need to be taking this into consideration. What is happening with America? What are the people that are going to be in the ballot box facing? Removing DC. Now there's a good one.
Family protection.
Yep.
Jay Grady.
Jay and her duct tape. She loaned that to Jeremy. He puts duct tape over his camera.
I know. Jay's got this fetish with duct tape. I wonder why. Her and Jeremy got this little thing going. What's going on there, you two?
Jay says she thinks the biggest thing is we all need to get on the same page and fight this together. That'd be unity. Candidates need to be held accountable for their promises.
Exactly.
They need to be limited to only $45,000 salary a year, and I think that is even pushing it. They need. I'll tell you what. I'd give them 45 if they give up perks.
Mm-hmm.
No perks, no car, no, none of that stuff. No insurance. Let them live on what the rest of us have to live on. Many people don't make that much.
That's true. Well, if there's nothing more, let's get the party started. What do you say?
I say let's go for it. Now or never.
Yep. The one thing that I want to touch on is, for those of you that don't know who Dennis Haster is, he was a one-time House Speaker, and he was a serial child molester. Well, on Wednesday, which is today or this morning, he was sentenced to 40 years in prison for sexually abusing teenage boys. Now, I say he should have got life, but I guess it's a life sentence for him because of his age. I just put it up there a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. For those of you that don't know who he is, he's a piece of garbage in my book, and I hope he rots in hell, and he gets everything coming to him in prison. I don't know. What do you think?
Yes, being found guilty of something like that, prison is a place for him to be. And I'm not even real sure about that. I believe in corporal punishment, and I believe that if they have done something that heinous, that they probably just need to lose their life for it. That's damaging to everybody that he's been associated with. The 40 years, I don't think he'll last that long. I believe that in prison, he'll end up dead or wishing he had been killed.
Mm-hmm.
I forget how much they said. It was $100,000 a year or something. This has been a while back that I got those figures that it costs to keep somebody in prison, and that's on taxpayers' money. I don't know why taxpayers need to be responsible for keeping somebody like that.
Well, you heard a child, you do something that heinous to a child, your nuts should be castrated, so you can never have kids of your own. Just cut everything off the bastard. That's just my opinion. But he is going away. Yes, he's going to go to some luxury prison. He is. He's not going to go to any hardcore prison because of who he is and because of how much money he's worth. He's going to go to a country club prison, and that's just how it is. Brenda.
I wanted to ask while we got everybody in the chat room. Those of you who do research may know where to find this. I've had the article and I have lost it. It was something to do with the banks and how they are going to start something as of Saturday that limit the funds or something for the corporate and business industry for like a week, and then it's supposed to start affecting our personal accounts that are in the banks. And if anybody knows where I can find that article, please, please, please type up on the screen, let me know that you have it. Maybe you could send it to me through Hangouts or get it to Jay and she can post the link. But I have lost that. I wanted to say something about that today because that is going to affect all of us with the coming economic collapse. And I don't know how in the world I lost the article, but it's gone. And I know I didn't dream it, so it's out there someplace. But I looked around and I could not find it anywhere. So if you would be so kind as to do that, it would be very helpful. And from now on, when I find something, I'm going to be sure I put it someplace where I won't lose it. Back to you, Pat.
No, thank you. Jeffrey Epstein, Jeremy saying to look up. So that might be a help for you there. The other thing I want to really quickly touch base on, there was a major federal bust this morning, and on a healthcare fraud bust, 275 people were arrested. 60 were licensed medical professionals, including 30 doctors. $800 million in false billing to Medicare and Medicaid, according to the State Department of Health and Human Services. If you guys are interested in it, this is why Medicaid and Medicare are going broke. And there's another article that we're going to touch upon, and you're going to see it and see what we're talking about when it comes to this, because it's heart-wrenching on some of these articles that I've been reading. And if you look around you, it's happening. So they're not false articles. The way our economy is going and stuff is really heartbreaking. But here, $86 million scam, which was paid in kickbacks. I don't know how you guys feel on it, but that's another way of or I should say more of the corruption that is going on, not only in our medical field, but in Washington. And so I mean, you guys can take a look at the article. It was on Google News. I found it. I found it to be pretty disgusting. So I'll leave that up, or post a link where you guys can find it. And if you want to check it out, feel free. I thought it was interesting this morning on reading that. So, Brenda?
Well, Jay sent me over a couple articles. Neither one of these are the ones that I had. I don't know what, where the one I look at so much stuff. You know how it is, Pat. We go through tons and tons of articles looking for good things to present for the show. And, every once in a while something will get lost in the process, I guess. So I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it. But I will keep looking for that article, see if I can locate it. Maybe I can talk about it tomorrow, since I can't seem to find it today. But yeah, it said something about, as of Saturday, they were going to be limiting funds or something for businesses and corporations. And then as of the 1st of July, it was going to start affecting the individual accounts. And both of these articles that Jay sent me are good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. One of them is stock market crashed 2016. Stocks have already crashed in 6 of the world's 8 largest economies. This is from the economic collapse. So I'll save this one and put it in the description, so if y'all want to take a look at that, you can. The other article she sent is the FDIC issues letter warning of economic collapse. Martial law drills are everywhere. But it doesn't talk about this stuff that's supposed to start happening as of Saturday. But yeah, I think anybody that has money in the bank needs to be very aware that if you got money in there when they collapse the banks, you can just kiss it goodbye. I think you run about as good a chance of getting that out of there as
Wasn't there something being said that they're going to first start with online banking for 7 days, and then go to the regular banking where people just walk into the bank?
That could be. Without the article in front of me, I can't read it. I thought it had something to do with businesses and corporations first, but maybe you're right. Maybe it was online banking or something.
Yeah, that's what caught my eyes, that they were going to start with online banking for 7 days, and then they were going to go to the general public banking. So it could, I think you may be right. It could be on the corporations, on the online banking with corporations for 7 days, and then go to the general public after that. We just got to pay attention to it, what is coming.
Yeah. Forewarned is forearmed. I mean, you don't want to be sitting there with all your money tied up in the bank and the bank closed down on you, and you're sitting there without anything. You'll need to have some cash on hand. Not all of your money needs to be in cash. Part of it needs to be in silver or gold or even platinum or copper, but preferably either silver or gold. Silver is the best one to do any trading with. Both silver and gold are going to be worth a lot of money in the future. I do believe they're saying that it's going to go through the roof because we're going to go through hyperinflation. Everything else is going to go through the roof as well. But at least you're protecting your investments if you put your money into something solid. And when I say solid, I mean you also want to be able to hold it in your hands. You don't want to buy certificates or any of that kind of thing. You want to actually have the silver and gold that you can put in your palm. When they go to selling them certificates, they'll be selling like one certificate to 500 people, and whoever happens to be the lucky one that cashes in first, the one that's actually going to get it. So you don't want to be involved in any of that garbage. You want tangible. Mm-hmm. And you want to put some of your money in food. You want to put some of your money in prep supplies because you're going to need it. I mean, today a box of Band-Aids might be $1, but when the hyperinflation hits, it might be $25 for that box of Band-Aids. So it's better to buy it now so that you got it on hand than have to be trying to figure out how in the heck you're going to pay for it when everything goes through the roof and you ain't got nothing to trade for it. So, get yourself some supplies laid in, stuff that you may need until the dust settles on all this. Mm-hmm. I can't stress enough to be as prepared as you can be, because you're never going to be 100% prepared no matter what you do, but you can at least make an effort instead of sitting there wringing your hands saying, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I will save both of these articles and put the URLs in the description.
Right. The other one, everybody needs to be concerned that is on collecting Social Security, our disability benefits. I'm going to post it here, and I'm going to let Brenda pick it apart. But there's changes that are coming. That is happening in the middle of the night that none of us are paying attention to. And it's a warning, and I think everybody needs to pay attention to it. Let me find it real quick. No, that's the wrong one. There's another one that I'm looking for. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. This is one of them, and I'll look for the other one as I'll let Brenda take a peek at that one. Can you see that, Brenda?
Well, I see the headline. I'm not sure that I can read the fine print on it, Pat. Is there any way you could make that any bigger?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how I can make it any bigger.
Okay, well, we'll hit the high points with it then, between two of us. I will start out by saying this. You may not be on Social Security right now. You may just be paying into the system. But chances are you have a relative, whether it's your mom and dad, whether it's your grandma and grandpa, aunt and uncle, somebody in your family is affected by Social Security. And it could be very well possible that if Social Security happens to go belly up, or there goes some big issue with it, that those relatives are going to end up on your doorstep or affecting you in some way for you to help support them. So you need to be paying very close attention to the things that go on with Social Security, because while it may not affect you directly at the moment, eventually it will affect you, whether it's now, whether it's with your relatives, or whether it is you when you get time up age enough to collect on it. So you need to be paying attention to what goes on with Social Security, and it will affect you as far as, even if you don't have, let's say you don't have no relatives, you don't have anybody, where it's going to affect you if they just deleted it as of tomorrow. Well, it will affect you, because all those people are going to be needing some way to make a living, and they're of the age where they're not hireable into the workforce anymore. So somebody's going to have to support these folks somewhere along the line.
Right.
So Pat came up with this article, and Pat, move it back down here enough that I can see the headline on it. It's surprise, Social Security and Medicare are going bust. Don't say you weren't warned. So it should never come to that. It never was intended to go to that. We have paid into this system for years. Lyndon Johnson got his hands in it and decided that he's going to let the borrow from the Social Security fund. I remember when that went on, and I mean, there was an outrage, but nobody did anything about it, and allowed the government to run our Social Security out.
Mm-hmm.
That money was supposed to be there for our retirement benefits when we got of age to collect on it. And now they're saying that they're willing to pull the rug out from under us because they blowed the money.
Yeah, they're paying for all these refugees to come into this country. I'm sorry to say that, but that's where it's going.
Well, that, and they voted themselves in big raises and perks, and they don't have to go on Obamacare. They get insurance paid for by the government, all the perks and stuff that they get sitting there in their cushy jobs. Meanwhile, they pull the rug out from under the American people.
Exactly. This one piece, for all of you guys that are not at the retirement age, and that a new forecast shows that Medicare Hospital Insurance Trust Fund will be depleted in the year 2028, 2 years earlier than the estimated last year, what they said. So everybody needs to, you young people out there need to really be concerned with this. You're paying into this. That is part of your Social Security. And I'm sorry, I get the two confused all the time with the Medicaid and Medicare, but this is your money, and they're taking your money, and it's going elsewhere and not to the American people that worked hard for it and that deserve it. So we need to pay attention to this, because it's really, really our financial I can't even talk this morning. Damn. It's getting bad, and we need to pay attention to it. This vote that's coming later this evening, or early tomorrow morning, on what if Great Britain is going to stay within the EU, or if they're not going to stay, if they're going to leave. A lot of people in the financial sector are saying it will affect our economy. It's going to affect our retirement, our 401ks, our ARI, yeah, see that? There I go again. Can't talk this morning.
IRA.
There you go. That is going to take a big hit, and we really have to be concerned with it. This is it's bad. It's bad, and it's not affecting just a certain few. It is affecting all of us, and You know, people that rely on, you know, the welfare, the food stamps, just a little bit of assistance to help them through. I'm talking about the people that actually deserve it, that actually are in hard times, that they can't find work where they live. They have children that they need to feed. You know, these folks are going to be hit hard by this. And we really got to be concerned about it. We really do. And it's bad. Brenda?
Well, it breaks my heart to go up to Walmart and see the, uh, I'll just say elderly people that are greeters at the Walmart, because you know that they're working because they need the paycheck. They're not just doing that to have something to do. Lord have mercy, there's plenty of things to do where you don't have to be standing in the doorway of Walmart. So this is what we're coming to, where even the Social Security that you do get doesn't cover enough to pay your bills, and you have to go get some kind of a little minimum wage job to try to be able to afford your groceries and your light bill. For goodness sakes. We paid into this system, and we paid into it for years and trusted the government to protect the investment. I mean, that's what it comes down to. We're investing in our future when we're paying that Social Security. And it wasn't you could opt out of it. Oh, hell no. You're forced into it. They said, no, you will do this. The money's going to come out of your paycheck. You work, you earn money, and it comes out of your paycheck and goes into Social Security. Even if you're self-employed, when you pay your taxes, they take out a certain amount and they put it in Social Security. It goes into Social Security whether you like it or not. So basically what it's boiling down to is that we've paid an extra tax over all these years. If we're not going to get the benefit of this money in our retirement age, we've paid out extra tax money all these years for the government to blow. You know, and I've seen in the chat room where they're saying, well, if you're not a baby boomer, you're never going to see any of that money. So what you're telling me then is that you agree that you are paying an extra tax because you're never going to see that money, that they're lying to you. They're telling you this is for your retirement and you'll get it when you turn 62, 65, you know, whatever age you decide to retire before you're 70, and you'll get your Social Security money. And now they're saying, no, you won't get your Social Security money, but you're still forced to pay it anyway. I call that taxation without representation. Didn't we dump some tea in a harbor over that once? What is it that we have to do in order to get our government officials to start understanding how the rest of us live? I think they're very out of touch with what is going on in America. I don't believe that they understand at all one iota of what we go through out here, earning our money and paying for them to have these cushy jobs and ride around in limousines and party on our money. Hand it over to just anybody that comes along, any foreign country, anybody that says, oh, well, you know, you pay us a little bit here, you know, you scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. And so they give our money away. And we're working our tails off for this money, thinking that we're going to get Social Security in our retirement years, or being told that we're going to get it when we're too old to hold down jobs anymore. After we beat ourselves up, tore our bodies up. I know lots and lots of people, and some of them right here in the chat room, that have tore themselves up working jobs for disability money, and that disability is coming out of the Social Security. But Social Security is going to go belly up, and they're not going to get any money for the disabilities and them unable to work. So what are they going to do? Just put us down? You know, like a horse with a broken leg. Oh, well, you know, we don't have no money to keep you no more, and you're no good. You can't get out there and do a job. So, well, I guess we'll just kill you now. For crying out loud. With all the stuff that's going on in this country, people should be mad as hell. What do you think, Pat?
I agree. They should be mad as hell, you know, but The mainstream media don't give a crap about, the average American. They don't give two craps about what we feel or how we think, or our opinion on what's going on. Same thing with the politicians. They don't care, and it's bad. We're in bad times. There was another article that I saw, and it has to do. Let's see if I got it here. Nope, wrong one. Cancel and go here. I think here we go. This one here is the fiscal plan for the middle class and low income. Excuse me, low income renters. Now, there used to be, you had the rich, you had the middle class, and then you had, what was it, the poor, right? Is that how they classified it?
Yes.
Now there is no such thing as middle class. You're either rich or you're poor, period. And there's one piece in this article about 11.4 million American households are paying more than half of their income to afford their rent. Okay, so as wages are going down, rent prices are going up. These are just articles that I've been finding that I find interesting to see what is actually happening to our country, and people need to start reading this stuff and being up on this. The percentage of Americans who own their own home slid to 63.7% in 2015. No work, no house. You can't afford it. So, I get a kick out of some of these people. Oh, the housing market, we're on a recovery. We're getting back on track with housing. Well, yeah, housing prices are going up. So if you were to put your home on the market, okay, how much do you think you're going to make off that? You're not. You're not. So who can afford homes anymore? This age group, from what I think they said was 25 to 30, are going to rent. They're not going to buy homes because they can't afford them.
They don't have the down payment. I mean, you got to have like 20% down to be able to buy a house. They can't afford the down payment because they're scraping to get by the way it is. How are they going to put back enough money to buy a house? It depends on where you are, what your housing costs are. I know out on the West Coast they're pretty expensive. Here where I'm at, it's like, oh, your house will run anywhere from 60 to 100,000 for just your, just a basic, maybe older home that's well taken care of. Doesn't need a bunch of work done to it. So, you're going to need, probably, let's say $20,000 down. Well, your average person that's say 25 years old does not have $20,000 to put his down payment on a house. And you get out on the West Coast, it's a hell of a lot higher than that. You might be talking $250,000 for a house, and that you may be talking a down payment of $50,000. Kids don't have that kind of money, and their parents don't have that kind of money to give them, because parents are looking at losing their 401ks right now because the economy is about to go under. They're looking at Social Security is about to clam up, so they won't have anything to retire on. Whatever little bit of savings they got, they're trying to hang on to live. They can't afford to make the down payment on a house for their kids. Kids is moving in with mom and dad because they can't afford rent.
Exactly. And, I just seen something we put in there, seeing more folks living in RVs. Yes, there's a lot more living in RVs, but I will find the article where Obama signed an executive order saying that prohibiting living in RVs and campgrounds because they can't collect taxes on it or something. to that effect. I will find that article and I will send it to you, where he wants to make it illegal to live in RVs. It was an article that my wife showed me, so I'm gonna have to get with her to see where she found it, and then I'll send it out to everybody so everybody can check it out.
Pat, how do we make it illegal for that asshole to live in the White House?
I wish I knew. He's a piece of crap. I'm sorry. I got no respect for him, and everybody will tell you, oh, Jimmy Carter was the worst president we ever had. Horse shit. Obama is number one at that for destroying this country.
Yeah, Jimmy Carter wasn't any prize. Jimmy Carter wasn't any prize, but he had this one beat all to hell.
He's got everybody beat with the stupid crap that he does.
And I want to address Girl Friday in there said 401k. What's that? Well, okay, I'll tell you. A 401k is a retirement program that your parents had worked for years and years and years in most cases, that was contributed to out of their salary, and generally it had matching funds from the company that they worked for, and it went into this plan so that they would have that when they retired. However, it was generally invested in some way into the stock market so that it would grow in value. And now that the stock market is about to go belly up, then 401ks ain't going to be worth nothing at all. And anybody that has had some foresight and seen into this that has a 401k knows that they get it out of there. They pay it's generally, I think, about 20% to cash it in taxes. So you pay out that 20%, you take the rest of that money and you put it into silver or gold that you can hold tangibly. You lock that up in a safe, you hide the keys somewhere, and you leave it alone, because silver and gold's what's going to go up in value, not the investments of that 401k. You'll lose it if you got it in the bank. But a lot of people are still asleep, and they don't see this coming, so they haven't cashed in their 401ks, and they're going to lose them. So there's the answer. 401ks probably don't mean much to you young people, except that when your parents or grandparents lose their 401ks in the upcoming collapse, you're going to be taking care of them, and I mean physically and financially. So that's why you need to know about a 401k. Go ahead, Pat.
Basically, we were lied to on the 401k. What was that? When Al Gore was running for president, what was that saying? Something with a box. You remember? Oh, I can't really think of the name he used. It was a hidden box, it's a box a lock box for your retirement futures.
Yeah.
Bullshit. You're taking our tax dollars, our retirement, our Social Security, our Medicare. You're taking all that and sending it overseas, and you're bankrupting the United States. And people better wake up. Follow the market. I know it's boring to some, but follow it. And now with this new, that's it, Jeremy. Social Security lockbox. That's what it was. We got to pay attention, Look at Venezuela. Oh my God, them poor people over there.
It's coming here.
They're killing one another just to eat.
It's coming here.
Oh yeah, it's coming here. Whether you want to face the facts or not, it's coming here. And a lot of people don't want to see it. A lot of people, and I'm at fault for it too. I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I thought the same thing over the years. No, it's not going to happen here. Our government's not going to turn on us. For years I thought that. But now I'm waking and seeing all this nonsense that's going around. And I'm telling you, it's scary. And I fear for our grandkids and our great grandkids. I really fear for them. You know, I'm sorry. You know, and these damn libtards go for the same crap over and over again. And I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, are people that stupid not to see what is happening? You know, the writing's on the wall and nobody wants to read it. And it irritates the hell out of me. And even listening to this mainstream media bullshit that they're putting across. You know, they're painting this bimbo as she did nothing wrong. She's going to be so great. She's going to be the first president of the United States, blah, 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 blah. Horse crap. She's the biggest corrupt moron, her and Obama, that is going right now. You know, and her biggest donor that donates to her is from Saudi Arabia. $25.5 million have been donated to her. And then she comes out and says conservatives, Republicans, libertarians, there's a war on women. They don't respect women. Really? Women can't drive in Saudi Arabia. Women need permission to go to work, permission to travel, permission to walk down the street. If the woman is walking down the street without any male by her, presence by her, she's inviting to be sexually assaulted. But I don't hear anybody talking about that. And the millions of acres that she sold to Russia for uranium one, sold our public land, our land, to a foreign entity, and nobody wants to talk about it. There's little bit pieces about uranium one, but they sweep it under the rug. Oh no, don't worry about it. That's just no, don't go looking there. These politicians are selling us out. And I keep saying it, the writing's on the wall and nobody's reading it and nobody's paying attention to it. Start looking some of this stuff up. You know, I mean, it's disgusting. And we're sitting on a time bomb and it's going to go off. And how many people are ready? And how many people can stomach seeing American people die? And I'm not meaning 49 of them. I'm talking thousands. Thousands of Americans are going to die. How many of us can sit back and stomach it? How many are going to turn the blind eye to it? And how many are going to stand up with the fellow man and fight alongside them? How many? I don't think many at all, because we're damn, our eyes are shut and our ears are plugged, because nobody wants to hear it and nobody wants to believe that it's coming. We're sitting on a powder keg right now in the Baltics with Russia. That's a powder keg waiting to go off. All it's going to take is one stupid mistake and it's on. It's on. You know, there's just so much that I've been researching and finding that is blowing my mind, especially on these pieces of crap Clintons. I hate that family more than anything in this world. And maybe that's wrong of me to hate somebody or to hate a family, but I hate them more than anything because they sold us out. Her husband sold us out with that NAFTA. She went and sold arms. She sold F-16s to Syria while she was secretary. Nobody talks about that, but the Clintons made millions off that. Millions.
Yeah, she sold out. She sold out the American people in Benghazi.
Yep. And
I mean, those were American lives that were lost over there. And she sits there in front of the subcommittee and says, well, what difference does it make? I mean, right there, she should have been hauled out of that room at gunpoint and put in an orange jumpsuit on the spot when she made that comment. This is the difference that it makes.
You know, the Clintons are above, and the politicians are above the law. They're so far above it, and us American people are in the gutter. Because if we did half the crap that these assholes are doing, and I'm sorry, I'm cursing because it just pisses me off, all of us would be in jail, locked away.
Well, even less than that. Look at our patriots out in Oregon. You know, they just tried to tell people about the Constitution and went to jail.
Yeah, go figure. Go figure that one. But yet we have people that go out on the street, protest, terrorize neighborhoods, burn down neighborhoods, but they're not terrorists. What the hell's the difference? Oh, wait a minute.
Well,
they were getting too close to the truth. Oh, we can't have the truth come out. You know, I can't imagine everybody in this country is so blind to what is going on. And nobody wants to talk about it. They want to focus on other issues, on petty Annie crap. The seniors are the first ones that are going to be affected by all this. The seniors, the ones that are up there in age, that can't defend themselves, are going to be the first ones affected. Believe that. Then the kids. And then the rest of us poor slobs. People better wake up. That's all I got to say. They got to wake up. You know, and I'm not saying, you know, we got the biggest corrupt government in the world. And, you know, we keep talking. I listen to everybody. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Are there a lot of people prepared? I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't tell you if everybody's prepared or not. Some of us are, but not everybody. But I want everybody to think on this. Just think, how many of us are going to be able to stomach fellow Americans dying by the thousands? How many of us are going to just sit back, sit on our hands, close our eyes, and plug our ears? And then how many are going to stand up and fight for what's right? Brenda, you got to excuse me for a minute. I got to run to the boys' room.
All right. Well, I have to go along with that because many people will not fight until it affects them personally. That's just human nature. That's just the way it is. It's easier just to sit back and say, well, okay, it affects them, but I don't have a cat in that fight, so I'm not going to get involved. And they don't seem to understand that it goes back to that saying that they came for the media, but I didn't have anything to do with that, so I just sit back. And then they came for the doctors, and well, I didn't have anything to do with that, so I just sit back. And they came for this one, they came for that one. I didn't have anything to do with that. And then they came for me, and there wasn't anybody to fight for me. So you need to really stop and think about that. We're all in this together, whether we like it or not. We're all in this together. We have to go to fighting, and fighting against the lies that we have been told and are still being told repeatedly by our government. They have the media lying to us. They're lying to us. I mean, you know, just here lately we had the president stand there. Anybody that says that the economy is not doing great, there's peddling fiction. The economy is done past the crapper. It's out in the septic tank. And if you don't believe it, you're going to believe it, and probably before the end of the year for sure. I don't know how long they're going to try to stretch it. I thought that they might try to stretch it until after the election, but now I'm questioning that. It may fold before then. The time is upon us. And whatever means of income that you currently have that you're dependent on could be gone in less than a heartbeat. So you better be trying to figure out that whatever it is that you're able to make a living on now may disappear, and how are you going to be able to make a living and support yourself when it goes belly up? You better be looking ahead. You better be thinking about the future. And that's my 2 cents worth. Pat, are you back?
Yes, ma'am, I'm back.
Well, it is the bewitching hour on us. About time to say goodbye. What do you want to say to the folks before we leave them today? Because you're going to be gone a while.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be gone for the next 2 days. Got to run to Sioux Falls for my follow-up checkup with the doctors in Sioux Falls, which is 6 hours from here. So me and Fran are going to leave tomorrow morning, go to Sioux Falls, hang out Friday, see the doctor, and then come home Friday night. But my thing is, I want people to pay attention to what is happening over the next couple of days with our financial market, with the banking. As soon as we can, either one of us or anybody out there finds that article, it needs to be posted and needs to get out there and needs to be spread far and wide. It's scary. Pay attention to what's happening in Britain, because that is going to affect our economy. It's going to affect the stock market. It's going to affect a lot of things, and we need to pay attention to it. And just be aware. Protect yourselves. Be vigilant. Look out for one another. That's about it. I want to thank everybody in the chat room. I want to thank Friday, Jay Grady, Jeremy, Krista, Jimmy Cox, Lynx, Lori. I hope I'm not hidden. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. I really appreciate you guys coming and supporting me and Brenda. It means a lot to me to support both of us and the love we get from you guys. And Robin, and I forgot that. Sorry, I missed Robin. I only seen her in here for a brief moment. I do love each and every one of you, and I stand alongside each and every one of you. And God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week, and I will be back on Monday. And hopefully there will be a show on Monday, depending on how bad the redhead goes off on our show. But no, I love Brenda dearly. She is the backbone of this show, and she means the world to me. And we will keep doing the show. Love you guys. God bless. Brenda?
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody in the chat room for joining us today and hearing the news with us and having a little fun there with the questions. But yeah, the next 2 days I will be unsupervised doing the show. And who knows what I'm liable to do. It's going to be a frat party for the next 2 days while Pat's away. While the Pat's away, the Brenda will play. So y'all want to tune in, because you never know what I'm liable to come up with. I may just get on here and tell you stories. Who knows what I'm liable to do. So we will close her down for today, and we'll look for you tomorrow at noon Eastern. Go ahead, Pat.